Hello everyone, I'm Ink. So, Sketcher. Anyways, today we're going to talk about dream Sonic games. That's right, I said we, because today, Zero for Kid returns to the channel.
Hey there Ink, it's great to be back. Anyways, we have a bunch of ideas for Sonic games that we really want to see in the future, so let's get started.
No, the IDW comics are quite amazing if you ask me. It shows the world of Sonic in a new way, and it fleshes out some characters more.
I love them as well. Not only is the writing great, but Sonic's world in the comics is really cool, as it's a world full of anthros as opposed to a world full of humans. There's also a ton of cool new characters like Tangle, Whisper, Jewel, and Starline. Not only that, but the IDW comics were able to take the theme of war that Forces had, but put it to much better use in my opinion.
So, why are we talking about the IDW comics? Where we both think an IDW game would be amazing.
Agreed. If a game like this were to happen, Sonic Team should definitely have the same writers for the comics write for the game, as well as include characters, locations, and maybe even storylines from the comics.
Even if it's a new story altogether, it would be amazing to see the IDW characters in the mainline Sonic games. I think they will be amazing in the game, as long as Sonic Team keeps them in character.
Not only would a game based on the comics be a really cool idea, but it would also help make the different media forms of Sonic feel more connected.
Exactly. While I know the comics are meant to be a separate timeline, non-canon to the main games, maybe one game about IDW would be great. It would also introduce more people to the comics. In the end, the IDW comics have a great potential for a game adaptation.
A Sonic game that I would absolutely love to see is a new 2D game by the same team behind Sonic Mania. But not just any 2D Sonic game, one with a hand-drawn art style by Tyson Hesse, just like how the intro to Mania and Mania Adventures look. Sonic Mania is one of my favorite Sonic games, and I think the gameplay and music in that game is nearly perfect. Although, I feel like Mania had a missed opportunity to have a 2D hand-drawn art style. I especially felt like this after playing through Streets of Rage 4, which has beautiful 2D hand-drawn visuals and animations directed by Ben Fiquet. Now, even though I do like the pixel art in Sonic Mania, just imagine if Tyson and his team worked on the art style for a new 2D Sonic game. It would look amazing. In addition to a new 2D art style, it would be really cool if the Mania team included more playable characters like Amy, the Chaotix, and maybe even some modern characters like Cream, Shadow, Blaze, and of course Silver. They could even include some other cool features like a world map, a shop where you can buy elemental shields using the rings you've collected, and perhaps a Chao Garden similar to the Chao Garden in the advanced games. Speaking of the Chao Garden,
Yes, I know this idea was basically stated 1,000 of times by other Sonic fans, but it's an idea I like a lot. Just imagine a game you could have at any time on your phone about the Chao. Maybe Sega could even expand on these little creatures. Maybe there could also be more Chao that take on forms based on other Sonic characters, and maybe even other Sega franchises. That would be pretty cool to see. Like, there could be also special events to hype up future game releases. No, I spoke on the Chao directly, but I never spoke on the actual game mechanics. It could be like one of those pet apps that lets you take care of the Chao, similar to how Sonic would do in Sonic Adventure. You could also play mini games to get rings and special items for your Chao. And this game could be also references to Sonic and other Sega games. Now, if a mobile Chao game doesn't interest you, how about a Sonic RPG?
a spin-off that would be awesome is a new Sonic RPG. It's really sad that there's only ever been one, that being Sonic Chronicles, when I feel like Sonic's world, lore, and large cast of characters would be absolutely perfect for more RPGs. With a new Sonic RPG, I want the game and its story to have a large sense of scope and suspense. The game should also introduce a new villain who's a huge threat that Sonic and friends have never faced anything like before. As for who I want to make this game, ever since I heard about the Yakuza producer Daisuke Sato talking about being open to working on a Sonic game, that made me think about the fact that RGG Studios would be a great candidate for making a Sonic RPG. Now for those of you who don't know, RGG Studios is a division at Sega that make the Yakuza games, and not only are these games said to have a grand and cinematic feel to them, but Yakuza Like a Dragon, their latest entry, is actually an RPG itself. And from what I've seen, the story, the characters, the combat, and the large open world all look great. Still haven't been able to play the game myself though, because trying to get a Series X is literal pain. Either way, it would truly be something special if something like this was done for Sonic. Now when it comes to other Sonic spin-off ideas,
Sonic Battle is one of my favorite Sonic games. I love the gameplay, the story, and even Emil was interesting with his copying ability. Well, why am I mentioning it? It's because I would love a sequel to Sonic Battle, or at least a game inspired by it. This game has great potential for a sequel, especially given the fact that Emil was rebuilt into Gemel. I would also love to see the world of Sonic expanded upon, like for example, new locations. Let's also not forget the characters. Since Sonic Battle was released, new characters got added to the franchise. You could create amazing movesets with them. Like, imagine a playable Silver in a game like this. The possibilities are endless. And hey, if it isn't a full-on sequel and they ain't bringing Gemel back, maybe use the idea of forces with the character creation, where you could also have the possibility to choose from abilities. Overall, a Sonic Battle type game would be amazing to see. And now, for the last Sonic Dream game for tonight. And this is our last idea for today. To be honest, I'm kinda mixed up on the idea of a Silver game. I really want one, but I'm afraid Sega will mess it up. This isn't just a situation of what I want. It's a situation where the game has to be good, otherwise Silver could get more backlash like in the Sonic 06 days. Anyways, trend aside, let's talk about ideas for this game. Shall we?
obviously I would absolutely want Silver to get his own game. Silver is just such a great character with an interesting backstory, a really cool design, and awesome abilities. And it would be such a waste not to use this character more.
The plot should really focus on these points. Silver's future. How did it get like this? Silver as a character. Why is he the way he is in such harsh environment? Have him actually interact with the characters from the future. And have him finding a way to save the future. No, it would be Silver traveling to different periods of time, including the current time where Sonic and company are, to find clues and stop the monster that brought the future to this state. You could also improve on Silver's character, so that he indeed is a character with a strong sense of justice that protects those who can't, so that he can be vulnerable. Just grow him as a character more.
All of those are things that I think should definitely be present in the story. A couple of things that I would also have in the narrative include expanding more on Silver and Blaze's friendship, as well as giving us more insights into Silver's powers. Now when it comes to gameplay, the level design should really focus on Silver's abilities. Like, create levels that include obstacles and puzzles that can only be solved using Silver's telekinesis. There should also be a good amount of combat in the game, with tons of different ways that Silver can defeat enemies using his powers. Basically Silver's gameplay in Sonic 06, but more fleshed out.
There also should be a balance with the puzzles and the speed. I remember many people didn't like the fact that in 06, Silver was the slowest one out of the trio. I don't have much input on the gameplay though, but on the most part I do agree with Silverkid that the game should include obstacles and puzzles that utilize the Silver's powers. Maybe even use a similar mechanic to Sonic CD, where the player would have to build up speed to travel through time.
Now that you mention it, a time traveling mechanic similar to the one in Sonic CD would be really cool.
Any additional idea on what should be added into the game?
A techno-based soundtrack with Bentley Jones, Mariko Namba, and Tomoya Otani working on it would be awesome.
Currently working on the soundtrack would be amazing. Anyways, I think this was all for today. Thank you for joining in, Silverkid.
No problem, Ink. Always happy to.
Be sure to check Silverkid's channel. Thank you all for watching, and bye!